Hi, Matt with eTrailer. If you have a 2024 Kia Telluride and you're wanting to carry those really heavy e-bikes, then the Inno HD Tire Hold is going to be a great option for you. The reason I say that is going to be because this does have a weight capacity per bike of 80 pounds, and we're going to be able to hold two of them. The downside of that, though, is that's going to reflect in our tilt-away. So if I just pull this button right here at the very end of our carrier, you're going to notice this doesn't go very far back. And the whole reason we do that is just so we can gain hatch access. But if I open up my hatch, we won't be able to open it up completely. Right here is going to be about the end point. You might be able to open it up a little bit closer, but you run the risk of running into your bike. Now you might be able to throw a couple of smaller things in here, maybe throw a couple bags of groceries, or grab your helmet so you can go out riding. Now, once you're done with this, you can just close this back up, and we can put it back into the seated position. And all you have to do for that is just lift up on the very end of it until it clicks into place. But if we want to take a closer look at this, we want to take off our bike. All we have to do is come over to this gray button on this mechanism here, push in on it or release, and then slide back. It can be a little bit awkward to use sometimes, especially when you're trying to hold your bike up. But what I like about it is, since we're just making contact with our tires, this is going to be great if you have an alternative carbon frame or even a bike with a really nice paint job if you don't want to scuff it up. Once you have it off, you can take it out for a ride. And putting it up when you're done with it is pretty easy. As you can see, all I did was just move the arm down. You notice too at the top, we have a whole lot of notches. That's just to accommodate for different tire sizes. Now we get a few measurements to see how this is going to sit on the back of our vehicle. The first one I like to get is going to be the ground clearance. That's going to sit at about 19 inches, which is really good for the Telluride because it is a lower vehicle, so you don't have to worry about making ground contact. Now this does sit up a little bit high, so if you do have those really heavy e-bikes, that might be a little bit of a lift, so I'd recommend checking out the ramp. You can find that on our website. The second measurement I'm going to get is going to be how far it sticks out. That's going to be about 33 inches. So that's a decent amount. It's nothing too crazy, but it is something to think about if you're in those really tight spots like a parking spot or garage. But we can save some space if I just pull this lever and push up. You can have two positions you can place this in. Both are going to be for when you don't have any bikes on. This is only going to sit at 23 inches, so it's going to save you 10 inches, but that's really for if you have anything on the back of your hatch. We don't, so we can even get closer. This is going to be the closest we can get, and from here, this is only going to sit at about 15 inches, so that's going to save you a lot of space in the long run. The way this is going to attach is we're going to have this 2-inch shank, and that's going to go into a 2-inch hitch receiver. We're then going to have a anti-rattle bolt that goes through. That's going to help reduce some of the rattling from this, but a majority of the rattling is going to be stopped by this knob on the very back of it. This knob is pretty easy to use, and I like it because it does have this lock core on it, so you can lock everything up so no one can take your carrier, and it detaches and is used as a tool. I like that that's integrated into the design of our carrier, and what's also really neat is on that shank that I pointed out earlier, we're going to have this plate. This plate can be adjusted, so if you find yourself constantly taking this in and out, you can adjust that so it's lined up with the end of your receiver, so you don't have to struggle to line up that pin. But that was just a look at the Inno HD Tire Hold Bike Rack on the back of our 2024 Kia Telluride. I'm Matt, thanks for watching.